welcome back. We are almost there, Nolan.
Almost so close.
There.
Oh, it's so soon. Finally.
Finally. Look, it's been a long off season, as it always is for football fans. But we're back. We're back. We had some preliminary season episodes for the three-man bunk bed. It was more kind of like underdog and gambling and
A little best ball focused.
yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah, that's right. But now we're back to kind of the reason we started doing the show, which is regular old fantasy football.
That's right.
Okay. So yeah, Nolan, we made it. We got 2 weeks left, right? 2 weeks left for regular games.
You can't come soon enough. We prayed for days like this.
Yeah. Patience is hard.
And we don't have much of it.
That's right. Well, look, it's I'm Zach. I'm your host at the Zach Bradley on all the socials. I've got Nolan, aka Fat Squirtle. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on YouTube. Me mostly, not Nolan. And then, of course, check us out on the Fantasy Football Advice Network, our main sponsor for doing this. The reason we do this, to be totally honest, other than we just love it, right? So, cool. Well, look, on today's show, this week's show, we're going to go over, with 2 weeks left, the plan is that we're going to do each conference, and we're going to go through each team and kind of tell you, like, who inspires confidence, who do we think you should fade.
Any big question marks, bad, bold takes, you might say.
That's right. And remember, at Three-Man Bunkbed, we're just dudes.
Yeah, we're not professionals. We just do this for fun.
Yeah, we worked all day today together.
That's right.
And then decided to come home and podcast at night.
And
so
if you think our takes are bad, fucking roll up on
they might
Fantasy Football Advice Network, and we'll fight it out.
Oh, Fat Squirtle is our representative.
That's right.
He is the first one at all media fights. That's right.
I've gotten into it a couple times.
All right. So, look, let's do it. We're doing AFC this week. We'll hit y'all back with NFC next week after we learn some more out of these preseason games. And then, look, y'all better start getting your drafts in, right? Like, you got 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
If you're doing slow drafts, you might almost be out of time.
Yeah, that's right. Nah, slow draft. Don't do slow drafts. You do live drafts. You put stickers on boards.
Stickers on boards. I have this current fight going on with one of my leagues. I want to go in ball knowers only. No ADPs, no phones. You go in with knowledge in your noggin, and that's it. And nobody agrees with me. I think it sounds like a great time.
That would truthfully have some wild results.
Oh my god, it sounds so fun though, doesn't it?
Let's do it, Nolan. Look, if we can't set it up with like our longtime home league, let's get a new one. Okay.
That's right.
Right, we'll branch off. We'll go do our own thing. There's got to be a word for that, right? Like old-fashioned fantasy. There's got to be like
There's got to be
retro drafting.
Do some retro drafting.
Retro drafting.
Love the name. Copyright. TN.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, we're gonna go. We're on ESPN. We're looking up depth charts.
Yep.
And we're just
gonna roll through just anything we see. I guess the big one, first team on the list is the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. I guess the big question on this team, who the hell's getting all the catches? There are a lot of vacated targets between Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis not being here. If you would have asked me a week ago, I would have been in the firmest Curtis Samuel corner. But now we're dealing with turf toe, and that shit will linger all season.
Yep. And that's my guy. I've got Curtis Samuel shares all over.
I've had this fight on Fantasy Football Advice Network. I think it's still going to be Curtis Samuel, even with the turf toe. It's the style that Josh Allen has liked. Same body type, same style. Not as good, nowhere near as good, but the style of receiver that he liked. Like, he favored Diggs over Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is the body type closer to Keon Coleman. So I feel like we're going to be leaning Curtis Samuel. Also, he has history with Joe Brady. Hunches, though, who knows? Did Curtis Samuel play much preseason? I don't know off the top of my head if I saw him much.
Yeah, he's taken some snaps. I mean, he's not done anything like like, oh my gosh, like here's Curtis Samuel, but he's kind of the most reliable pass catcher they've got, which is startling, but he is.
That's right, because Kincaid's still just a big fucking question mark, They love Dawson Knox. He got paid, but then they went and got Kincaid. So I think.
Well, and then you got like James Cook, maybe.
Maybe, but I mean, Josh Allen runs too much to need a dump off running back.
Yeah. I mean, last year's numbers were a little bit underwhelming for James Cook too, right? Like 44 receptions, 400 yards. Like that's okay, that's pretty good. But they also drafted a running back that's going to eat up some of that, right?
That's right.
Like Ray Davis he had 7 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns last year. So.
Yeah, and a lot of the upside you're going to get from touchdowns, which James Cook isn't going to get you. Because they're not going to give him the ball within the 5. He's just too small.
So, and of course, look, if you're looking for, like, who from the Bills do you have to take, it's Josh Allen.
It's Josh Allen. He's the only one that is a must draft on this team. Probably the others, it's going to be a coin flip between who gets it.
Yeah, and we're doing redraft, by the way. Disclaimer,
redraft. I mean, Khalil Shakir is going to be in the slot. He is the only one that's caught a significant amount of passes from Josh Allen. So
that's right.
Who knows?
So look, there's a lot of intriguing options. It depends on where they fall on their ADP. Like some people are going to be reaching for Kincaid or James Cook, hoping that they take that step. I'm fading them a little bit. I like where you can get Curtis Samuel, but the only guy like I'm going into a draft trying to get from that offense is Josh Allen. Everybody else, we'll see. We'll see on the range there.
Coleman's gone in the past couple of weeks. I feel like he's gone up like 3 rounds in ADP too. So he had been doing these drafts 2 weeks ago. Coleman's a great value now, less so, but still. All right, who is next on the list? The Miami Dolphins.
Let's go south. That's right.
That's right. My big one on this team is the ADP between A-Chain and Raheem Mostert is wild. You're getting Raheem Mostert in, the 10th round at this point?
Yeah.
Dude scored, 20 touchdowns last year? 21, something like that? I don't know. I don't know why Raheem Mostert's ADP is so low.
He did score 21 touchdowns.
Yeah, when you're getting A-Chain in the, 2nd, you're getting Mostert in, the 10th, the 8th.
That's amazing.
It's because he's still number 1 on the depth chart.
Not to mention, they took another rookie running back.
Yeah. God, I forgot about that. Yeah. Isn't he hurt right now, though? He's coming back off an injury he got his senior year.
Yeah, I think he's hurt-ish. He's hurt. It's a let's see. Due to an unspecified injury. That's good. That's helpful.
Right. You love to see it.
Yeah. Now look. If you're looking at Miami, it's Tyreek.
That's right. Well, you got Waddle too.
Yeah, I know, but if we're going 1, 2, 3, it's Tyreek, Waddle, and then who? For me, the running backs are a little bit of a question mark. I'm not a Devon A-Chain truther.
I'm just not either. The upside you could get from him, is great, but the touches he's going to get still isn't there. So if he's not doing the 60-yard breakaways, eventually somebody's going to find a way to slow down this offense a little bit. They can't just keep getting away with it 2 seasons in a row,
Yep. You know what wilds me out about Miami is that Odell Beckham is on this depth chart.
Oh God!
And I just, there was an article that came out,
man.
Yeah, there's an article that came out and said he might not take a snap with them in his Miami career.
He's got a big injury though, doesn't he?
His career has kind of been a big injury.
Oh, that's true.
I
don't know. I am a Jalen Waddle truther though. I will say that. I fucking love Jalen Waddle.
I turned my mini helmet so you can see the Saints logo.
I had a fight today on, it wasn't even a fight. There was a couple back and forth comments on who would you rather have, Jalen Waddle or Malik Neighbors. And it's gotta be fucking Jalen Waddle, right? You're getting them in almost the same ADPs. But Jalen Waddle showed he could be consistent. He's on a good offense. Daniel Jones has never had a wide receiver 2 in his career in fantasy points. Like, he's only had a wide receiver 3 once. He just can't sustain that kind of receiver.
Right.
So, I don't know.
No, and look, Jalen Waddle just had his worst season ever, and he still had 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm taking the guy whose worst season is 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns as a proven vet.
Yeah.
All day.
He missed it. That's just because he missed 3 games.
Yeah, look, if Dynasty is what you're in, like, sure, you're going to take Malik probably.
Yeah, because in 2 years, the Giants are going to have a new quarterback. But
yeah,
for
in
redraft this year, you're taking Waddle every time.
All day.
Yep. All right. Who's next on the list?
Yeah.
Oh, God, this one's gross. I hate everybody on this team.
Oh, yeah.
The Patriots.
I don't want anybody.
Not a single person is worth grabbing. If you can get, like, Ramondre is your second or third running back, sure, fine. We don't even know who's going to be the quarterback yet, do we?
No, I agree with that. I think it's probably going to be Jacoby to start. Like
it's probably going to be. It's going to be Jacoby till bye week, and then Drake May gets in.
Yeah. Look, Javon Baker and Jalen Polk are interesting, but they're not. You're talking about like 12th round flyers on these guys. Yeah. Like, you know, they're not who we're here. When you're casually drafting, we're not really telling you who to get in the 12th, because it's a dart throw.
It's your round 16 best ball flyer. But, like, I mean, if you draft any of these guys, they're going to sit on your bench for a couple weeks until you find out the actual pecking order and if they can even move the ball.
Yeah.
So, we're staying away from everybody on this team.
Yeah, I mean, I like Ramondre. You know, 2 years ago, 7th in PPR position.
You've loved Ramondre for a while, though.
Yeah, the offense just totally fell off. I mean, look, he only had 4 touchdowns total last year. So, like, he does,
it's more
Nolan and I talk about this a lot, about, like, regressing to the mean, like, just getting back to the average.
Right. Which can be up, but with this team, nobody's regressing up.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I think we'll be short on New England.
Yeah.
Ramondre is the only guy that I care about, and he's like, he's third running back.
Yeah. If he's leading your running back room, you've got problems.
He's a flex player. He is not a positional player. That's right.
All right. Who's next?
Ooh,
the Jets.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers makes it more than 4 plays this year, plus or minus.
It's got to be a plus, but, like, you don't know, man.
You don't know. He's still, 40? He's over 40, right?
He's 40 old.
He's 40 on the dot. He'll be 41 in December.
Oh, he's just a baby.
He's so young. It's gross. But 1,000 times better than what they had last year.
Yeah. No, he's fine.
There are some guys on this team that you want to play, though. Brees is probably, top 3 RBs?
Yeah.
Top 2 if you're doing Dynasty, but 3 in redraft.
Yeah, he could be. So, like, I was reading an article today. So he's not, like, the number 1 overall kind of player. Like, you don't pick him that high. He's got the talent profile, but he's never had the volume to get to that level of production. So he's a first-round guy. You know, Brees is definitely first round, but, like, closer to the end of it. The middle. Like,
no, he's going to go top 5 in every draft.
Nah,
Let's be real. He's going to go top 5.
I'll let somebody do it. I'm not going to do it. I'd take him at, like, 6 or later.
He was the RB2 last year.
Yeah, but it's a volume thing. So, like, he was an RB2 on an offense that couldn't pass.
Well, he also has a quarterback that doesn't run and can't run, so he will get the dump-offs. So, it's not like he has a running quarterback like Anthony Richardson or Jalen Hurts or somebody. He's got an immobile 40-year-old who was immobile 20 years ago.
I'm just saying, they're going to pass more.
Yeah.
And they did draft an absolute unit of a second-string running back. So my worry is that Brees' volume from last year, which was an all-time load, which isn't enough to get him to the number 1, isn't going to be repeatable, So he's definitely first-round talent. I just don't think I'd take him in the top 5. I'd take him in the back half.
You know who I am excited about, though, is Garrett Wilson.
I mean, the Aaron Rodgers effect is pretty severe with Garrett Wilson.
He has always had, just chucks the ball, has excellent receivers. 4 times in his career, he's had a top 3 receiver, though.
Yeah.
A top 3 fantasy point finish season receiver.
So
you know that dude can fucking feed you. And he's the only receiver on this team that's probably worth a damn. You've got old man Mike Williams and... who's old man at this point. And then Alan Lazard, who's... A cone is apparently the word people are using these days.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm Brees, top half of the draft.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson in the back of the first round, early second, like 2-1, 2-2, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers is your QB2 or a valid streaming option, yes.
And then you wait 2 weeks to find which receiver's actually going to be their wide receiver 2 to have like a flex play later. I do like dart throw super late in draft of Tyler Conklin, though.
Okay, that's fine.
That's just a preference, though.
Well, and tight ends are tough. Like not everybody's Laporta. And remember, we've talked about this, and we'll continue to talk about this. Guys like Laporta and Kincaid spoiled people last year on tight ends, and they won't always be that good.
Right. Trey McBride.
Won't always be that good.
He's my tight end one this year's Trey McBride.
I got him in a draft.
In the one we just did?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I got Laporta in that one, so I feel like we're kind of set.
Yeah. All right, that's it on the AFC East. Yeah. There was really only 2 first-round guys in the whole AFC East division, which would have been Tyreek and Brees. Everybody else,
we're not doing that super flex.
Yeah. One QB, which makes Josh Allen a late second or really third-round pick. Okay, don't be brave. Take your quarterback later. Okay.
All right, next up, Baltimore Ravens.
Lamar.
A lot of question marks here.
Let's
be real.
Well, let's
get the still have it.
Let's get the Lamar thing out. You're good.
You're good. Great. Fantastic.
If you take Lamar, you're good.
He didn't deserve MVP last year, but I mean, yeah, good job.
Yep.
But I don't know. A lot of question marks. Super run heavy team. Can you sustain a wide receiver 1? Will Zay Flowers? What did he finish at last year? Now that I'm thinking about it. Flowers.
We got
finished wide receiver 31. I've got it pulled up. And PPR.
That feels pretty good for a rookie.
I mean, it's fine. But like, if you're the wide receiver 1 and you're finishing 31st, feels like big issues because they're really their number 1 targets, Mark Andrews, if he can stay healthy for once in his life.
Oh yeah. Not to mention, like, this is how sketchy the rest of the Ravens offense is. Like the rest of the Ravens receivers. It's Zay Flowers at a projected 217 points, and then the next one is Bateman at 132.
Oof. He's just never been it, man. He was supposed to be the next big thing, and it just never happened.
Like, literally in ADP, there's 3 Ravens, 3 skill position Ravens in the 40s, and then the next one's 189.
Yeah. It's because so much of this just revolves solely around Lamar Jackson.
They're really top heavy.
Yeah.
Really top heavy.
Does old man Derrick Henry, does he fall off the cliff finally this year?
I don't think so, dude. I think he's got the best quarterback he's ever played with in his entire career.
Yeah, but now he's got a running one. So I guess that does take some of the pressure off.
That's a good thing for him. Yeah, he's going to see lanes. He's
RPOs all days.
Look, literally, he's got 3 in let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 years, he's got 3 not green finishes, which means like under 15, and the rest of them are all green. I think Derrick Henry's going to be fine, short of an injury, and we just can't plan for that. So, draft anyways.
And let's be real, we don't know who you would take as the handcuff if he got injured anyways.
Yeah, you take a Justice Hill with confidence, Nolan.
Keaton Mitchell, who knows? Nobody knows on this team, so that's fine. If anything happens to one of their starters, it's just such a clusterfuck at that point.
Yeah, I kind of like stacking. Like, if you're getting Lamar, I like stacking Mark Andrews with them. But it's you don't have to. Like, it's
It's easy to do, though. It's an easy stack to get. You can get Lamar in the 4th and Andrews in the 5th. It's pretty straightforward.
Yep. All right, I'm good on the Ravens.
All right, next up.
Bengals.
Joe Burrow doesn't look good throwing the ball.
So
his release looks bad.
We were talking about that, right? Like how his like deep throws, his down the field throws have like completely dropped off the map. Like he's totally depending on like skill and running from his position players to like after they catch it to be able to make his money. And that's not what they drafted him for.
No. Oh, I don't know. Joe Burrow has scared me since he got drafted. Dude just gets hurt so fucking much, man.
Yeah.
Running backs is a coin flip. Who the hell knows is going to be RB1 there.
Yeah.
Zach Moss looked good for the first time in his career last year with Indy. So who knows? But I like Chase Brown.
I like Chase Brown too. I think like that's my like pitch for greatness in the Bengals backfield is Chase Brown over Zach Moss. But like if you think about it, it's not that compelling of a conversation.
No, it's not.
You know, Jamar's look, if he's healthy and not embroiled in a contract dispute, aka right now, you usually just take Jamar. But like there's you wonder. T is probably okay.
The Ocho Cinco thing where he was like, if he doesn't get a new contract, he will not be on the field.
Ocho Cinco, look, I want to talk smack, but Ocho Cinco eats McDonald's and then plays like he does, so he's okay.
He's also still super involved with that team. So, like, if he's saying something, he probably knows something.
Yeah.
T is a 4th-round receiver, though. Still fucking solid. I'm curious who the wide receiver 3 is going to be. It's basically been an argument between Yasovis and Burton, and I've been the biggest Yasovis homer.
Andre Yasovis. No, look, dude, he might be really cool. Like, he might be, like, a super good pick that you can get. Like, his ADP right now, let's see.
Oh, in most redraft drafts, he doesn't get taken unless it's the last round. Because, let's be real, he's still the wide receiver 3 on that team. But if something weird does happen and Jamar Chase does sit.
Yeah, like his ADP is 284, almost 285.
Yeah, he doesn't go in most drafts. But I've been a homer since I watched him in that combine, and I thought he was the best receiver there. And now I've just been hoping he does great.
And he's 6'3", 205. Like, he's
right.
He's a dude.
Next year when T leaves, too, if they don't take anybody of significance, he could be the T next year.
Yeah.
But for this year, it's Jamar and T and nobody else, really.
I mean,
one of the running backs is going to come out on top. It is just going to be a coin flip which one.
Yeah, for me, like at ADP, you take Chase just because he's way cheaper.
It's like 2 rounds cheaper. Like, it's pretty significant.
Yeah, he's way cheaper. So I like that. But people are like, I am starting to see it every once in a while. You get in those drafts with those tryhards that like are reaching. Yeah. You can let them reach too. It's a similar result.
If this is who they're reaching for, just let them do it.
Yeah. Let them overpay.
Yep.
You can pay right at asking or underpay depending on if he drops. Don't overpay for one of those guys. You don't know. You just don't know.
2 years straight, I have 0 Joe Burrow shares, and I will continue to have 0 Joe Burrow shares.
I will say real quick, shout out. Look at the 4th-string quarterback for the Bengals.
Rocky Lombardi. What? Oh, God, what a name.
Rocky Lombardi.
Oh, my God. I clicked his picture. He's so blonde.
He's got to be related.
Gotta be, right?
Anyways.
Rocky, Northern Illinois.
Sure.
All right. Cool. Who's next?
Sure.
The Browns.
Oh, God.
Oh, I hate talking about the Browns.
It's not Browns fans. It's not you. Man, it's Deshaun.
It's Deshaun. Fuck Deshaun.
It's Deshaun.
Also, he's questionable for arm soreness. Get the fuck out of here. You're a quarterback, of course.
Yeah. Thank God y'all guaranteed all that money.
Angry. Yeah. I'm glad you hamstrung your franchise for 6 years, was it?
Yeah, it's
too long, too much money.
It's criminal what y'all did.
Actually, let's look up Spotrac. How long is this contract for?
Too long.
Say something while I'm doing this.
Let's see. While you're looking that up, so like we will not take Deshaun Watson.
Nowhere.
Not only is it a principle thing, but he's kind of been like bad when he has played. Okay.
Yep.
Second to that, the running backs. I want to believe in Nick Chubb.
No.
He's come back from this before, but it's
he's
hard.
Got a void year in 27.
Okay, in 27.
Yep, they're stuck with him for the next 2 seasons.
I would not be a Browns fan.
No, it hurts, man. It hurts.
Yeah.
When Joe Flacco's better than the guy you paid $300 million or whatever it was to.
I'm talking about way better.
Way better. Are you talking about Nick Chubb?
Yeah,
How long are we thinking he's out? 6 weeks, probably.
Yeah, let's see what Sleeper's got it at now. He's the only Chubb in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, buddy. I think it was like 6 weeks, but it's Jerome Ford's team. Even when he comes back, he's had the same destroyed his knee twice now, and he's almost 30. Like he's done at this point. I'm not gonna touch him anywhere. Even when he does come back off injury, I'm probably gonna steer clear.
Yeah,
just stick with Jerome Ford. He's a great player, and you can get him late in drafts.
Yeah. His ADP actually is similar to Nick Chubb's, and one of those guys is healthy and one isn't.
Right. One is actually going to be on the field getting you points, and the other is an invalid at this point.
This is how they feel about Jerome Ford. He's not suiting up in the last preseason game.
Yeah, says so much.
So if you don't know out there, normies like us, if they're not playing in the last preseason game and it's not injury related, it's because their coaches go like, "We need you healthy.
We want you rested and not hurt."
Yeah.
Hey man, we're normies plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're veteran normies.
That's right. Receivers, you got Amari Cooper, but you need him in like the 5th round.
Yeah. Get him in a PPR league too. Like he's gonna have volume. You know,
I mean, David Njoku could be their leading receiver this year for all we fucking know.
Nolan disagrees with me here. I am intrigued by Jerry Jeudy in the offense.
I'm not. Jerry Jeudy's been nothing but a disappointment since he got in the league, and I don't think this is going to change anything.
But, dude, I'm telling you, so last 2 seasons in Cleveland, with all the quarterback messes up, Amari Cooper has never had less than 128 targets. That's good money.
Yeah, he was wide receiver 20 last year, 10 the year before that. So he had 1,200 yards and 5 touchdowns last year with Joe Flacco, the ghost of Joe Flacco as a quarterback.
And you just
and
wonder,
DTR and whoever the fuck else he had throwing him the ball last year.
Like at 1,200 yards, you wonder, only 5 touchdowns?
And if Deshaun Watson does get out for whatever his bullshit reason is this year, he's got fucking Jameis Winston to throw him the ball.
And Jameis is going to sling it.
If we know anything, he's going to chuck that fucking thing.
Yeah. Saints fans will tell you that he just throws it. Okay.
Bucks fans know too.
Yeah.
Was that the 40 TD 40 int on?
It was a. Now remember, he was a living 30 for 30.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
Yeah. So okay, yeah. Look, Amari Cooper, David Njoku's a fine tight end option later. Like if you're punting on tight end later. Everybody else, don't draft Deshaun Watson, don't draft Nick Chubb, probably unless you're just stashing them. I like Jerry Jeudy, but
yeah, the only ones that are super relevant are probably going to be Jerome Ford and Amari Cooper. So, all right. Next,
moving on.
Oof, this one's gross too.
Now this one's got some chances.
No, it doesn't.
Here we go.
Come on.
No quarterback here. No quarterbacks here at all.
None. Okay. So if Russ ends up getting benched by week 4, like we're all expecting him to, Justin Fields can be fantasy relevant on rushing alone. It's the Anthony Richardson syndrome.
I mean, I just wish he would grow up and realize that he's Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Taysom's making like 15 a year.
Taysom retiring and Justin Fields getting signed on the Saints just to be that role. That would be wild.
I'm telling you, he's not as tough as Taysom.
He's not. He's not, but he is more athletic. I don't know. Jalen Warren being hurt makes Najee actually super relevant, though.
I like Najee. I
always like Najee.
I got talked into him in a draft the other day, and then it's like a switch.
You're welcome.
And now I'm kind of like, now I'm like, I don't know, man. Najee might be like a guy this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's always been at least a running back too since he's been in the league, and now he's got Arthur Smith, who is going to run the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Tight ends and running backs, receivers, very questionable in his offenses, but tight ends and running backs, we're going to get it.
Yeah, so like Freiermuth, especially at his ADP, dude. Oh my God, if you want to wait on a tight end and get him like in the back third of your draft, take Freiermuth.
Oh yeah.
And then George Pickens, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine. I mean, he's probably going to be a wide receiver, high 2, low 3, probably by the end.
Yeah, he's not going to be a top 10 in his position, but he'll be fine.
Yeah. He's a passable flex player.
Yeah. He could. You might get him as your wide receiver too, depending on 10 or 12 in your league. That's
Jesus,
that's a feeling.
ADP is 124. Some of these tight ends going before him is insane. Like
Freiermuth all day. Y'all forgot because of these other rookie tight ends.
That's right.
Freiermuth.
Yep. Hey man, maybe our boy Calvin Austin will get some run. That'd be nice.
Yes, it would be nice. No fucking chance.
You always got to root for the Memphis boys. Always.
No chance, dude. None at all.
All right, let's move on. This team's gross.
Let's move on to an exciting,
much more exciting team.
This whole division's got some cool maybes. Okay.
All right. First off, he was rookie of the year, right?
Yes.
Rookie of the year, C.J. Stroud. Boom, done. Top 6 quarterback this year, probably.
Yeah, look, don't take him number 1 overall like we had in the league.
Oh my God! In a Superflex league we just did a draft for, he was taken first overall, and then he argued the point with us when we were asking him about it.
Look, it's Superflex, but he doesn't run, so you can't take him at 1.
Yeah.
And
also he ended last year at what, QB like 16 or something.
Yeah.
But probably going to end up being a top 6 quarterback this year.
Yep.
Top 5 maybe.
He'll never have better weapons than he has right now in his career.
That's right.
Ever.
Relevant running back you can get late. And Joe Mixon.
Super good with that. Yeah.
Where's he going? ADP 43? Oh, yeah, you can get him round 3 or 4. Excellent.
You take that all day?
Yeah, all day. Because Dameon Pierce, not a threat. Dude is a fucking cone. His rookie year, the week before he got hurt, I traded a first-round pick for him in a dynasty league. And I've hated him ever since. I was screwed because he looked great in that injury, and he has been awful since.
Let me ask you this. 1, 2, and 3, these wide receivers.
Nico Diggs, Tank, probably.
I like Tank. I know he's like the diminutive of them, but I don't know, man. He just seems the most explosive of the bunch.
I feel like Nico's the clear one. And then probably Diggs, because he's going to diva out if he doesn't get significant looks. And then probably Tank, because it's only his second year.
Yeah, but dude, Tank's going to be good, man.
He will be good. I think Diggs needs to retire after this year.
Let's go ADPs on this, because they do have.
They're all very similar. They're all real high.
No, they're all a different round. So
are they? They used to be right next to each other.
Yeah, we're seeing separation. So Nico 36.8, Tank at 46.7, and then Diggs at 55. Okay, so I'm gonna change my answer. At the value, I'm taking Diggs at 55.
Yeah, probably. I'm with you on there. What?
I don't think
looking at ADPs.
The Dynasty.
Oh, I just opened up a mock. Diggs is at 34, and just random mock number Oh, this is standard. Gotcha. That'll do it. That's why my numbers
Nolan.
look funny. That's why my numbers look funny. Who plays standard?
No, yeah, nobody. By the way, nobody.
Hold up.
Standard scoring. Well, we'll do a PSA for fantasy. Standard scoring is where they don't get points for catching it, which is a vital part of the game, which is why we like PPR.
How do you change it? Am I stupid? I mean, yes.
I don't want to answer
questions
that will get me in trouble.
I'm gonna do half PPR. I figured it out. All right. I figured it out. Yeah, this still has Diggs in half PPR at 34.
I literally went to
players. We have weird settings in that league, though. Don't forget.
In the Dynasty?
Yeah. Tank is 54, and Nico is 33. So Nico and Diggs are right next to each other, and Tank's a little lower.
Yeah. I think I feel like if Diggs is cheaper, I like Diggs in that instance. I want Tank, but he might cost too much.
I want Nico. Crazy. We're arguing over this. Dalton Schultz, though, excellent tight end. Take Dalton Schultz to be your tight end.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Who's next? Colts. Oh, is he going to be able to stay healthy in the style that he plays?
Odds are unlikely.
He's Cam Newton, but he can't throw as well. And he got hurt very early in his career. So
he had like 2 concussions quick. Boom, boom.
If he can stay healthy on rushing side alone, he will be a good quarterback. He'll be Justin Fields. It's the same player.
I mean, one of them is jacked, and one of them is Justin Fields. Okay.
Well, whatever. I don't know. Yes, he's a bad thrower. Yes, he'll be fantasy relevant because he can run. He looks better.
A-Rich is 6'4", 244.
God, he's so fucking big.
That's big, dude.
It's so big.
Justin Fields is 6'3", 227. An inch and a stone. Okay.
All right, calm down.
Okay, my bad.
Stone over here.
I'm sorry.
Get out.
I'm sorry. Everybody, I'm not even going to explain that. What's not important.
God.
Jonathan Taylor, you're good.
Great.
You're good. He's going to be good, man.
Top 6 running back. Great. Take him.
Catches the ball, runs, you're good.
Yep. So, actually, I'm going to look this up. How did Pittman do last year before he got hurt?
I don't know.
Or before Anthony Richardson got hurt is what I'm saying.
I know he finished wide receiver 13. And it was dude, he had 156 targets. That's gross.
Yeah, in the first 3 weeks when he was playing with Anthony Richardson, he got 8 receptions, 9 receptions. Only 1 touchdown, though. So he'll get the looks with Anthony Richardson on the field because he can't throw good enough to throw to anybody that's not good like that.
Oh, look, yeah, if they get into the red zone and you have Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson, it's a rushing touchdown.
Oh, yeah. So we're not looking for touchdowns with Pittman. So that's why I don't like how high he's going because I don't agree with the ranking a lot because I don't think he's going to be able to get the touchdowns.
Yeah, I like the player, but I do agree. I think he's expensive.
Let's be real. Love the player.
Yeah.
Hate his quarterback.
Yeah, he's expensive. Yeah. So in that instance, I would take A-Rich this year. I'm fading Michael Pittman.
That's right. Also, A.D. Mitchell's got a lot of hype, especially with Downs getting hurt. I just don't think there's going to be enough touches to be super relevant. I don't even think he'll be worth a flex for most of the year. I'm good.
The only Colts wide receiver I care about is Michael Pittman. They have a year 2 rushing quarterback, so we don't have like we don't have a high volume passing attack.
He didn't even throw well against college defenses, much less NFL defenses. All right.
Let's roll.
Who's next?
Okay. This one's a little weird. Okay, this one you got players all over. Okay. Yep. The only guy that I really, really like is Travis. The only scare with Travis is that they want to scale his volume down.
They said that last year too, though, when they didn't really.
Yeah, and they didn't. And he's so good. Like, he's so good.
Yeah. T-Law, great. Solid quarterback to have in your lineup. I am a Christian Kirk homer. I will be very upfront about it. He gets a lot of looks. He was on pace to be a wide receiver 1 last year before he got hurt.
Yep.
So if he comes back doing what he did at the beginning last year, excellent money, because you can get him super late.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Not even super late. 67th ADP. I thought it was later than that. It must have been going up.
Don't fall for Gabe Davis.
Don't fall for Gabe Davis. He was bad with the best quarterback in the league. He's
Convince your friends. Here. Convince your friends, but don't fall for yourself.
Take Brian Thomas maybe though, because he is going to take the Calvin Ridley shares.
Yeah,
maybe not the first few weeks. I think by the end of the year he's going to be the Calvin Ridley. And I like Evan Ingram, but where he started getting all the targets at the second half of last year, it was post Christian Kirk getting hurt. Because Kirk plays in the slot and he's going to get those dump down passes. Evan Ingram just started taking them once he got hurt. So that's the big scare with taking Ingram, is if Kirk's on the field, is he going to continue to get the amount of volume he saw at the end of last year?
Yep. But with tight ends, it's hard, man. Like the difference between like a top 5 tight end and a top 20 tight end is like a touchdown and 100 yards. I mean, it's like...
best tight ends are getting, 150 points a year. It's... There.
But yeah, so ETN, yes.
ETN, yes.
Trevor Lawrence at his ADP, yes.
At ADP, yes. Do not reach for him. If you want to punt on one of the elite quarterbacks, he's a fine one to take later on.
Yeah.
And then if you ask me, Christian Kirk. But that's more of a me preference.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're moving.
Next? Yeah, we realized how late it had gotten, so we're rolling through these.
Yeah, we're moving. Okay. I'll tell you.
Gross.
Yeah. Well, this whole team's got some. This has some really low floor, high ceiling guys, or mid ceiling guys. No high ceiling guys.
It's literally all going to come down to whether the Mayo man can actually throw the ball or not.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm intrigued by Will Levis this year. I really am.
I wasn't high on him when he came out last year. He had one game where he looked good, and then he didn't really look good for the rest of them. I just don't know. Year 2 in the offense, though, so maybe he just had the one good rookie game.
Well, year 2,
Year 2,
they added weapons.
New OC, great OC.
They added Calvin Ridley. They added Tyler Boyd. They added Tony Pollard. Now you lost Derek.
Sure. Okay. But Tajay looked great last year, even with Derek. Tajay was fantasy, flex play relevant last year with Derrick Henry. So he should be relevant play with Tony Pollard because this is definitely a step down from Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Well, and here's what you do, right? Like, A, Will Levis will run it, okay? Yep. And B, you run 2 back sets. And who do they cover?
That's right. Because they're both excellent receiving backs.
Yeah.
That's why Tony looked so bad last year. He lost his Zeke. He was Memphis guy. We love him to death.
He's a thunder and lightning all day.
Yeah, he is a change of pace back.
Yeah. Chig?
No, stay away. Do not touch Chig. Stop it.
Yeah, until you know Will Levis is good.
He is the only starting tight end of the league that's under 6'4".
That is pretty bad.
Fun stat.
You convinced me.
D-Hop is 30,000 years old and hurt. Irrelevant. Calvin Ridley is the only relevant receiver on this team, unless Callahan brought Tyler Boyd for a reason. He is an excellent slot receiver. He is older, yes, but OC specifically brought him. So he may be flex play at most relevant.
Yep.
But I've taken him late in a bunch of best ball drafts. I snag him all the time. I feel like he's going to have a couple of those 20-point weeks because I feel like he does that every year. He just kind of disappears for a couple games, and then he'll hit you with that 20 fantasy point game.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, look, nobody that you got to go get in this offense.
Nah, nobody got to go
get. A couple of guys.
If they fall to you, great.
You could
nobody
argue.
Worth reaching on.
Yeah, you could argue, like, I'd take Tony over Tajay, but I'm not, like...
I'm the opposite on that one.
I'm not looking to go get one of them. I do like Will Levis as a late QB2. He might end up starting for you.
Yeah.
Like,
you get a late QB2 or your second QB in a super flex. Do not feel comfortable with him being your only QB, though.
Yeah. I saw this thing. I got to find this list. No, I'll send it to you. But this guy put out some draft rolls, and some of the draft rolls were just like if you take a quarterback in the first 3 rounds, you don't need another one.
Yeah.
If you take a running back in the first round, you don't need another one until round 8. And so Will Levis is the inverse of that. If you didn't take a quarterback in the first 4 rounds, 5 rounds, then you need 2, okay? And Will Levis is a great option.
Then you just play the matchup at that point.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we can find this.
That's excellent reasoning, though. If you get that's the same with most positions. If you get the elite option, then your second doesn't have to be quite as good, especially in, like, the ones where you don't play as many, like you play 1 quarterback or you play 1 tight end, or you're in a league that only plays 2 receivers and, like, 1 flex spot. If you're, like, in deeper ones, sure, that doesn't work. But if you're you can only play 3 receivers max because you only have 1 flex and 2 receiver spots, you get the premium option.
Yeah. Now, it was shout out Josh Larkey on Twitter. He had these 10 draft day rolls, and a couple of them I really liked. It was just right off the top. It was if you draft a quarterback first 6 rounds, you don't need a QB2. Agreed. Okay. If you draft a tight end in the first 6 rounds, you don't need a tight end 2. Okay. Flex wide receiver in PPR, you get a flex running back in standard, and then if it's half PPR, pick whichever one you like. Okay.
Yep. That sounds right. Cool.
So you don't have to go heavy on running backs in PPR. Okay, that's the point of points per reception.
Yep.
It says draft a wide receiver 2 before running back 3. That's killing that old school stuff. Like running backs value after the first tier or 2 tiers is like way down. And then he's got, I like these 2 just to give you a chance, Nolan. He said draft at least 1 rookie running back, draft at least 1 rookie wide receiver, and then draft at least 5 players from above average offenses.
Draft players on good teams.
Zach, above average.
You know what I've been saying my favorite stat of the summer. Wide receiver 1 on the top 5 offense is more likely to finish as the wide receiver 1, 2, or 3 than the wide receiver 1 on the bottom 5 offense is to finish as a top 24 receiver.
Still
favorite stat of the summer.
It's one of those where you're like,
it makes sense. You got to think about it for a second. It makes sense, though.
Yeah.
And so, draft good players on good teams. It's very simple.
Yep.
All right. Who's next?
Let's move on to a team that's got nobody.
No, this team's gross. Shout out Bonix, just confirmed starter. So good for him. He looks solid preseason, though.
He looks efficient. He doesn't look like...
Dude runs constantly. Dude is just, like, manic back there. Yeah.
But I think he's going to be, like... He's going to be the quarterback you talk yourself into starting, and then he's not going to win it for you.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't think he's going to blow up the box score or the fantasy points. Like, he'll be serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's weird. He doesn't stay in the pocket, but he doesn't really scramble for yards. I don't know. It was different watching him. You don't see many guys that play like that. But, I mean, he was efficient in Oregon. He looked bad at Auburn, but he looked a lot better when he was at Oregon.
Oh,
so maybe. Fantasy relevant players on this team, maybe Javonte, maybe Jaleel.
If you're saying maybe Jaleel, you better say maybe Cortland Sutton. Okay, he's got just as good a shot as Jaleel.
I was going to be maybe Cortland Sutton. If there's any receiver that's relevant, it's going to be Cortland Sutton. And that's about it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, this team's gross. We're off it. Bottom offense. Don't draft him.
I'm actually good. We can move past Broncos. I don't have to have anybody from this offense.
That's right. Not a one.
I'll confess to have taken a couple of Cortland Sutton shares as his ADP fell, but I'm not even taking Denver guys at ADP.
No, definitely not. All right, next up. Ooh.
Whatever, man.
Mahomie, love him. We know what he is. Pacheco.
Yeah. Fine.
He's going to be end of the year at RB1. Fine. The receivers are where I feel like this gets interesting here. Hollywood Brown's fucking forever hurt, like always. But Rashee Rice is rising so quick on ADPs. Like, he was 4 rounds later a couple weeks ago. I think it's just like as we get closer to the season, people are realizing the legal issues, if he does get suspended, isn't probably going to be until next year. And so he is their obvious wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
I think I saw the thing, every single snap that Patrick Mahomes was on the field, he ran a route when it was a pass play.
Yo.
Take Rashee Rice. Great. Yep. He is shooting up draft boards. You might have to reach to get him because people keep picking him higher and higher. But,
yeah. I really liked Hollywood Brown going into this year before he got hurt. I actually really liked him as
hurt
ADP.
every year.
I know.
Xavier Worthy looks good though.
Yeah, he looks good. I would draft him. I might would because this round is farther enough in. I might would reach a half a round just because you got a chance for like real explosion there.
Yeah.
But no, actually, the guy that I really want out of this offense, just because like he's consistent and his value rises as the question marks abound, is Pacheco from earlier.
Pacheco, yeah, obviously. He's my second highest on best ball. He's my second highest drafted player, period.
Yeah.
Because he's going later than other RB1s for some reason. Like, you can get him in the second, which still doesn't make sense to me, so I take him every time.
Yeah, he finished his best season ever in his brief career at 15 in PPR, and that feels like his floor.
Yeah. It feels like it's just going to get higher. Also, especially as like the receivers are going to be better this year than they were last year, so it's going to open up more shit for him to run a little better. You know who caught Patrick Mahomes' first pass of this preseason, though? On a planned out route.
Don't say Justin Watson.
It was Justin Watson.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was a designed route just to Justin Watson, first play. I'm just saying. Do not draft him. No, anybody listening, do not draft him.
You know who's at the same spot as Justin Watson, but at a different wide receiver? It's Kadarius Toney. Okay.
No, fuck Kadarius Toney though.
That's the elite company. Him and Sky Moore are keeping Justin Watson warm. Okay. Move on.
That will not.
Load up Raiders. Okay, into the Raiders. Don't take the quarterbacks, guys. I love Gardner.
I love Gardner though. I'm so glad they named him the starter.
I wouldn't draft him though.
This does, with Gardner being named the starter, make Devontae be more relevant though.
Yeah.
Look what he did with Pittman last year. Dude fed the shit out of him. And he's probably going to do it with his best receiver on this team, too. So, a lot of people are lower on Devontae this year. I've been taking him a little bit, just because I feel like now that Gardner's confirmed starter, worth the draft.
I've been getting Zamir White last week and a half, 2 weeks. He had this, first of all, his nickname is Zeus, okay?
Wow.
That's dope.
Yeah, because he's not a very good runner.
Second is he had a run last week where it was 17 yards, and he absolutely tried to kill a guy when he hit him. I mean, like, he tried to physically assault this guy. And Nolan, he's built perfect. He's a 6 foot, 215-pound guy.
Yeah. I just don't think he's very good at running the ball. But
yeah, and he's at 82 ADP. Look, he's at 82 ADP.
Yeah, you're right. You can get him so fucking late. It doesn't matter how bad he
is. Dude.
He's going to be the RB1. Okay, fine. You convinced me. If you can get him ADP, I can do it.
Zamir White's a great target at his ADP. Great. Because at 8, there might not be another running back at 82 or in the 80s, like that range, that offers actual RB1 upside. He's one of them.
Yeah. You know, there's another wide receiver, too, on this team.
Jacoby
Myers. I fucking love Jacoby Myers.
I actually think
He's sneaky good. Nobody ever thinks about Jacoby Myers. He ended as the wide receiver 24 last year. Like, super relevant. Year before that, he was 28. Year before that was 30. Literally.
Oh, yeah.
And then 53. He's literally finished the season better, had his best career season every year since his career started.
Oh, yeah. I think, for me, I'm really interested to see what – and he's not draftable yet. Like in Dynasty, I would stash him. Mm-hmm. But to see what Trey Tucker turns into this year.
Yeah.
He's very explosive. Mm-hmm. Renfro is gone now. And Trey Tucker's 5'9". Like, he's their slot guy. Yeah. I just want to see what he turns into.
He's
like,
there could be small.
Yeah, there could be
like 160 or something like that.
Yeah, he's little. Yeah. Look, he's
5'9", 185. He's bigger than I thought he was. He's still very small.
He's a thick 5'9" guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's like a. That's fine. Anyways, he's 290 in ADP. Don't draft him, but I'm intrigued. I'm watching.
Jesus. He only had 19 receptions last year, but he had 17 yards per reception.
That's the guy, dude.
That's crazy.
Nolan, that's your. You know what? In the next week, I expect you to have some best ball shares.
All right, fine. Trey Tucker, I'm on it. Tight ends, God, everybody's so high on Bowers. Who knows what's gonna fucking happen.
I want him to. I really want.
They've taken tight ends high in the last 2 drafts. Who the fuck knows what they're doing?
Well, and again, like. Wait, I feel like we're beating a dead horse on this. The rookie tight ends last year spoiled us. Traditionally, it's an incredibly hard position to be good at in general for fantasy, and more so as a rookie. And then we had Laporta. He's not going to have that. He's not. He's just not. It's not that he's not as good. It's just like it's a perfect storm of things that happened to make Laporta that good last year.
Yeah, I don't think either Bowers or Myers is going to finish the year as a tight end 1. Like,
no.
I wouldn't draft either of them. Yeah.
Yep.
And our last team of the night.
Not inspiring.
Not inspiring. My personal team, just because I love my boy Justin Herbert, but he's got the plantar fascia injury, and that shit lingers forever. I know. I've got plantar fascia in both feet. Shit's awful. So if he's got that kind of injury, it's gonna fucking linger.
Yep.
Plus, they're going to be super run-heavy. They picked Joe Alt instead of one of the receivers at 4 in the draft. So you know they're going to lean into it. And then they went and got the fucking Ravens backfield for some reason.
Dude. Look, so Gus Edwards and JK, I know that they've been, like, hyping Gus, but he's already hurting again.
He's already hurt again.
And so, like, I think from a talent perspective, I actually like JK. Who's still currently healthy.
He's also a little younger, too, which helps. But, God, I have no faith in anybody in that backfield. I would wait till, like, week 3 or 4, if any of them are still on waivers, before I tried to pick any of them up, because you don't know what's going to happen in that backfield.
Yeah.
And then we know they're probably not going to throw a lot. So, their receivers...
They're going to run. Like, if you can find a way to handcuff those 2 guys, you're probably going to end up with some fantasy production. But you have no idea. You have no idea who's going to start.
But they have an excellent line, too. Sean Slater, Joe Alt. Like, they have a very run-focused offensive line also. They're just leaning into it heavy. A lot of people want to take Ladd. I'm still taking Josh Palmer, though. Josh Palmer is going to have an excellent year. He looked good last year, and he's the only receiver on this team that has any rapport with Herbert at all.
For me, Ladd is a dynasty pick and not a redraft pick this year.
I don't even think he's that. I don't know. Everything I've looked at, too. I wanted him when we were doing one of our big dynasty drafts, and I'm just so far off it at this point.
Nolan, let me ask you this, okay? I don't be weird about it, okay? He tested better than Garrett Wilson. They're the same size. What's different, Nolan? What's different?
Production, usage,
okay,
separation.
Hall of Fame quarterback.
Oh my God.
He is. Look, you might hate him. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. He's Hall of Fame quarterback.
I don't either. But he's a weird dude. Is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Agreed. So
I like Josh Palmer at his ADP.
Josh Palmer at his ADP is an excellent pick. I'd take him there all the time. I've got him in so many drafts.
I will confess to say that I have taken several Quentin Johnston shares because you can get him in the last round. You get him in the last round. He's worth a last round. He was a first-round pick last year.
And he had probably one of the worst first-round wide receiver, rookie years ever.
It's true.
Somebody's going to come in with some fucking names, fucking Henry Ruggs or something crazy like that. But I'd put him up there for one of the worst rookie drafts.
We ain't got to talk about Henry like that, okay?
He's got other stuff he's dealing with. Bad wide receiver bus.
That's tough, man. That was no. It'd be like Laquan Treadwell.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
a good one. Yeah. Historically bad rookie season for a first-round receiver.
Yeah, look, we're going to be NFC guys. I can tell you already about how this show has gone and how I know next week's going to be gone. We're going to be NFC guys, but this is just another one of those offenses where I don't have to have anybody. If I left the draft and I didn't get anybody from this offense, I'm going to go I'm probably okay.
That's fine. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Well, there we go.
That's the AFC, people.
AFC
we covered a lot. We're going to trim it some, okay, when this video
makes
it.
Thanks to those that stuck around this long.
That's right.
If anybody.
We will have the NFC one baked and ready, okay?
That's right.
So enjoy the last week of playable preseason games because the last week of preseason is just a bye week. Yeah. And then we'll talk to you next week. We'll know a lot more. But I'm Zach. That's Nolan. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Peace.
Thanks, guys. See ya.